Marcus Wellington stands in the aisle of row 7, Dom Pérignon in hand, surveying his domain like a king reviewing peasants. 6'2". Armani vest. Patek Philippe, catching the overhead lights. His voice cuts through the hum of boarding passengers. Excuse me. Can someone explain to me why Sleeping Beauty here thinks Coach is a homeless shelter? He points directly at 7C, Diana West. Eyes closed, gray hoodie pulled low, jeans with a hole at the knee, white Converse sneakers, soles peeling laces frayed, a canvas tote bag shoved under the seat in front of her, crumpled and stained. She doesn't move. Marcus leans closer, voice rising. Hey, you awake? Or are you just, resting between shifts at the soup kitchen? Laughter ripples through the cabin. Rows 6 through 9. A businessman in 8D chuckles into his Wall Street Journal. Two college girls in 9A exchange glances and smirk. Vanessa Cole Blonde, mid-30s, wearing Lululemon-like body armor, pulls out her phone from 6F. She angles it toward Diana. "This is gold," Vanessa whispers to her seatmate. "Flight shame content writes itself." She taps the screen. Instagram Live. 4,200 followers watching in real time. "Okay, guys, so I'm on this flight to London, right? And there's this woman, look at her, literally dressed like she just rolled out of a dumpster. Hoodie from like Goodwill clearance. And she's just sleeping in Coach like it's a Greyhound bus." More laughter. Marcus raises his glass in mock salute. "Someone tell her first class is up front. You know, if she can afford the upgrade." Diana's eyes open. Just for a second. Brown eyes, calm, flat, unreadable. She looks directly at Marcus, then closes them again. No words, no expression, just that single quiet assessment. Marcus blinks. Something in that look, just for a heartbeat, makes him hesitate. But the moment passes. He shrugs, laughs louder. See, not even offended. Probably doesn't understand English. A woman in 8B pulls her daughter closer stage, whispering, "Don't stare, sweetie. It's not polite." The little girl stares anyway. Marcus drains his champagne, drops the glass on Vanessa's tray table with a clink. "Welcome to commercial aviation, folks, where anyone can afford a ticket." He returns to his seat, 4A first class, trailing laughter like cologne. Vanessa ends the live stream. #GFlightShame, Coach class. Reality check. 43 comments in 60 seconds, most of them laughing emojis. In 7C, Diana West adjusts her hoodie, pulls it lower over her face. Her breathing 4 counts in, 7 counts hold, 8 counts out. Steady, controlled, automatic. The kind of breathing you do when you've spent 3,000 hours at 40,000 feet pulling 9 Gs, deciding in milliseconds whether to live or die. But nobody in row 7 notices that. They just see the hoodie. Sound jet engines spooling up. Distant PA announcement. Seat belts clicking. Diana West sits perfectly still as the cabin fills around her. Gray hoodie, no logo, no brand fabric worn thin at the elbows. Sleeves pushed up to mid-forearm, but only on the left side. The right sleeve stays down, covering her wrist. Jeans Levi's, maybe 10 years old. Frayed at the hems. A patch on the right thigh that looks hand-sewn. Shoes Converse All-Stars. White once. Now closer to gray. The rubber toe cap on the left shoe is splitting. Her tote bag canvas olive green U.S. military surplus. No name tape. No unit patch. Just a faint rectangular outline where something used to be. Inside the bag, a spiral notebook. A mechanical pencil. A Ziploc with granola bars. And something else. Something small and metallic wrapped in a bandana. She doesn't pull it out, but her right hand moves to the bag every 90 seconds. Just a touch, confirming it's still there. The passenger, in 7B middle-aged white woman floral blouse Kindle, glances at Diana, then shifts toward the aisle, creating distance. In 7D across the aisle, A teenager with noise-canceling headphones pretends not to notice Diana at all. But 2 rows back in 14B, someone is noticing. Harold Peterson, 68 years old, retired, wearing a faded Vietnam veteran ball cap and a windbreaker that's seen better decades. He's watching Diana's hands, the way she adjusts her seatbelt one-handed. Left hand. Practiced. The buckle clicks into place with zero fumbling, zero hesitation. The way she glances at the emergency exit placard, not reading it. Counting. Her eyes track the rows. 7C to the overwing exit, 4 rows forward, 2 rows back. 12 seconds to either door. The way she breathes. 4 counts in. 7 hold. 8 out. Harold Peterson flew B-52s in the 70s. He knows that breathing pattern. Tactical breathing. Stress inoculation. The kind of thing you learn when someone's shooting at you at 20,000 feet. He leans forward slightly, trying to get a better look. Diana's right hand moves to her left wrist just for a second, adjusting the hoodie sleeve, but not before Harold catches a glimpse. A scar. Thin. Pale against her brown skin. Maybe 3 inches long. Running from the base of her thumb to the inside of her wrist. Harold's breath catches. He knows that scar. Ejection seat harness. Standard issue. F-16, F-18, F-35. When you pull the handle and the seat rockets you out at 14 Gs, the harness burns through your flight suit if you're not wearing it exactly right. Most pilots get it on their chest or shoulders. Only the ones who've ejected multiple times get it on their wrists from the way they brace during the sequence. Harold sits back slowly. His mind is racing. Up front, Marcus Wellington is holding court in first class. I'm telling you, Brett, the problem with commercial aviation today is accessibility. Any schmuck with $200 can get on a plane. There's no filter anymore. Brett Lawson, 42 divorced real estate investor, nods along from 3C. Totally. I flew private last month. Gulfstream G650. That's how you travel. None of this. He gestures vaguely toward the back. Riffraff. Kyle Brennan, 26 MBA student, sits in 5A trying to look like he belongs. I mean, I get it. But some people literally can't afford better. Like, I feel bad for them, but... Marcus cuts him off. Don't feel bad. Feel safe. You want to know who's sitting next to you at 35,000 feet. You want to know they belong there. Vanessa Cole leans across the aisle from 6F. Did you guys see that girl in 7C? I'm not even joking. She looks like she sleeps on a park bench. Marcus grins. Probably does. Probably saved up for 6 months to afford this ticket. It's almost sad. More laughter. In 7C, Diana's eyes are closed again, but her fingers tap a rhythm on her thigh. 1, 2. Pause. 1, 2, 3. Morse code. Slow, deliberate automatic. She's not even aware she's doing it. Harold Peterson is. He leans back in his seat, heart pounding. That's not a random woman in a hoodie. That's a pilot. Good afternoon, folks. This is Captain Thomas Hayes. We're third in line for takeoff here at JFK. Weather looks good. Should be a smooth ride across the pond tonight. Sit back, relax, and we'll have you in London before you know it. PA clicks off. In the cockpit, Captain Thomas Hayes, 58 25,000 hours. Silver hair adjusts his headset. First Officer Tara Mitchell. 32 sharp, precise runs through the pre-taxi checklist. Flaps set, flaps 2, trim green, anti-ice, off, everything normal, everything routine, except for the faint pressure building behind Thomas's left eye. A dull ache. Probably nothing. Probably just fatigue. He doesn't mention it. Tara doesn't notice. Back in the cabin, the plane begins to roll. Diana opens her eyes. Just a sliver. She's tracking the taxi route mentally. Runway 4R. Winds from the southwest. Standard departure procedure. She hasn't flown this route in 3 years. But she remembers. Everything. Harold Peterson watches her, and for the first time in 40 years of flying, he feels a strange sense of relief. Whoever that woman is, she's not just a passenger. 30 minutes into the flight, altitude 35,000 feet, speed 520 knots, route direct to London Heathrow via North Atlantic track. In the cockpit, Captain Thomas Hayes reaches for his water bottle. His hand trembles, just slightly. He sets the bottle down without drinking. The pressure behind his left eye has spread. Now it's a band across his forehead. Tight. Hot. Tara Mitchell glances over. "You okay, Captain?" "Fine." His voice is steady. Practiced. "Just a headache." "Need aspirin? I've got some in my bag." "I'm good, thanks." He's not good. But admitting weakness at 40,000 feet isn't protocol, so he doesn't. Tara returns to her checklist. Fuel management, nav updates, everything nominal. Outside, the sky is clear. Moonlight on cloud tops. Peaceful. For now. In row 7, Diana's eyes open. The turbulence is light, barely noticeable to most passengers. But she feels it differently. The frequency, the rhythm, the way the airframe absorbs the shock. This isn't convective turbulence. This is wind shear. High-altitude jet stream interaction. She pulls out her phone, opens an app most passengers don't have SkyVector Pro. Military-grade weather overlay, real-time wind data, restricted airspace, SIGMET reports. The screen shows a developing low-pressure system 400 miles ahead. Winds aloft 110 knots at flight level 350. Forecast to intensify. She zooms in, icing level moderate to severe above FL 300. She closes the app, slides the phone into her pocket, says nothing. Because saying something means answering questions, and questions mean explanations, and explanations mean exposure. In first class, Marcus Wellington feels the shudder and scoffs. This is what happens when you fly commercial. Private jets don't have turbulence like this. Brett Lawson nods from across the aisle. Seriously, I flew Gulfstream to Aspen last year. Smooth as glass. Kyle Brennan, eager to contribute, adds, I heard they fly higher. Above the weather. Marcus smirks. That's because they're worth flying higher. The rest of us, we're just cargo. He glances back toward economy, toward row 7, especially the cargo in the cheap seats. Vanessa Cole pulls out her phone again, starts typing. Instagram caption, update from 35,000 feet turbulence, hitting hard. Meanwhile, homeless lady in 7C is literally asleep. Some people have zero awareness. Tsacher coach life jerks blessed. She posts it. 48 likes in 90 seconds. The plane drops. Just 50 feet, but sudden, sharp. Passengers gasp. A baby cries in row 12. A teenager in 18F grips his armrest knuckles white. In 7C, Diana's body reacts before her mind does. Her feet brace against the floor. Core engaged, hands positioned to protect her head if needed. Not panic, training. The kind of instinct you develop when you've flown through Sam Warning's missile-locked tones and hydraulic failures at Mach 1.2. Harold Peterson, 2 rows back, sees it. The way she moves, the way she doesn't move, no flailing, no fear. Just controlled automatic response. He's seen that before. In pilots who've survived ejections. In pilots who've been shot at. In pilots who've learned to stay calm when everyone else is screaming. The turbulence passes. The plane stabilizes. Captain Hayes keys the PA. PA clicks on. Background cockpit alarms, faintly audible, quickly silenced. Folks, this is the captain. We're experiencing some light chop as we cross into the North Atlantic tracks. Nothing to worry about. We're going to climb to flight level 380 to get above it. Sit tight. Should be smoother in a few minutes. PA clicks off. In the cockpit, Tara frowns. Captain, that wasn't light chop. We just lost 50 feet in 2 seconds. TCAS didn't even warn us. Thomas doesn't respond immediately, because his vision just blurred. Just for a second. The instrument swam, doubled, then refocused. He blinks hard. Clears his throat. I'm fine. Just altitude change. Pressure differential. Tara's not convinced, but she doesn't push. Instead, she pulls up the weather radar. What she sees makes her stomach drop. A massive red cell, 200 miles ahead, growing. Captain, we've got weather building on track. Looks like embedded thunderstorms. Tops at FL 430. Thomas squints at the screen. The headache is worse now. Pulsing. Sharp. Request deviation. 10 miles right of track. Gander Control United, 1447. Heavy. Requesting 10 right of track for weather. Radio crackle. United 1447. Gander. Stand by. They wait. In the cabin, passengers feel the tension without understanding it. Something's off. The flight attendants move through the aisles with forced smiles, picking up cups, checking seatbelts. Paige Scott. The senior flight attendant, 15 years with United, pauses at row 7. She glances at Diana. The woman's eyes are closed again, but her breathing is wrong, too controlled, too measured, like she's doing it on purpose. Paige moves on, but she files it away. Something about that passenger, something she can't name. Radio crackle. United 1447 Gander. Unable 10 right. Traffic at your altitude. Maintain present track. Expect moderate turbulence next 50 miles. Tara acknowledges. Copy Gander. United 1447 maintaining track. She looks at Thomas. Captain Thomas Hayes is gripping the yoke. His knuckles are white. His vision is tunneling. And the pressure in his chest, no longer just a headache, is spreading down his left arm, into his jaw. He opens his mouth to say something, but the words don't come. Captain Thomas Hayes slumps forward. Not suddenly, not dramatically, just fades. His hand slips off the yoke. His head drops. His breathing becomes shallow, ragged. Tara Mitchell's training kicks in instantly. Captain Hayes. No response. She reaches over, grabs his shoulder, shakes him. Thomas. Nothing. The plane, now without input, begins a slow, uncommanded roll to the left. The autopilot tries to correct, fails. Disconnects with a sharp metallic bong. Autopilot disconnect. Autopilot disconnect. Tara grabs the yoke with both hands, stops the roll, levels the wings. Her heart is hammering. Captain Hayes, can you hear me? She keys the PA with her left hand while flying with her right. PA strained professional, barely holding together. Attention! This is First Officer Mitchell. We have a medical emergency in the cockpit. If there is a doctor on board, please identify yourself to the cabin crew immediately. PA clicks off. The cabin erupts, gasps, murmurs. A woman in row 15 starts crying. What's happening? Is the pilot okay? Are we going to crash? Paige Scott moves fast, keys her handset. Medical emergency cockpit. Doctor to 1L door. Now. Dr. Samuel Reed. 55 cardiologist seated in 18A stands immediately. He's already moving before Paige reaches him. I'm a doctor. Cardiology. What's the situation? Captain's unconscious. First officer needs help now. Samuel doesn't ask more questions, just follows her to the cockpit. In row 7, Diana West opens her eyes. Fully. No pretense now. She hears the alarm through the cockpit door. Faint, but distinct. Autopilot disconnect warning. That tone, 3 short beeps repeating, is universal across commercial aircraft. It means the computer gave up. It means someone has to fly manually. And if the captain's unconscious, she unbuckles her seatbelt. Stands. Marcus Wellington, halfway through his second champagne, sees her. Hey, where do you think you're going? Seatbelt signs on. Diana doesn't answer, just starts moving forward. Marcus stands, blocks the aisle. I said sit down. Diana looks at him. And for the second time, Marcus sees something in her eyes that makes him hesitate. Not anger, not fear, just absolute, unshakable certainty. Move, she says, quietly, firmly. Who the hell do you move? Now. Her voice doesn't rise, but something in the tone, the command, the authority makes Marcus step aside. Diana walks past him, past Brett, past Vanessa, who's recording again. She reaches the cockpit door just as Paige is opening it for Dr. Reed. "Excuse me, miss, you can't. I need to see the first officer." "Ma'am, there's a medical emergency. Please return to your seat." Diana doesn't move. She looks past Paige, into the cockpit. She sees Tara Mitchell, young, terrified, flying manually with shaking hands. She sees Captain Hayes, slumped, gray, Dr. Reed already starting CPR. She sees the instruments, the altitude, the heading, the speed, and she sees the weather radar, a massive red cell, dead ahead, 30 miles. Diana's voice cuts through the chaos. "First Officer Mitchell." Tara glances back. Her eyes are wide, panicked. Who are you? Do you have flying experience?" Diana asks, calm, direct. Tara blinks. I'm the first officer. I'm flying now. But captains, I know. Do you have experience flying manually in weather? Some training, but I've never. You're about to. Marcus appears behind Diana, Brett and Kyle flanking him. "Tara, you're not seriously listening to her. Are you?" Tara looks at Diana, then at Marcus, then back at Diana. "Who are you?" Diana hesitates. Just a heartbeat. Then, "Someone who can help." "She's lying." Marcus snaps. "Look at her. She's homeless. She's..." Diana's voice cuts through like a blade. "Squawk 7700. Silence. Tara's hands freeze on the yoke. Every pilot knows that code. 7700. Emergency transponder code. The international signal that means we are in distress. We need help. Now. Only pilots know it. Only pilots use it." Tara's eyes lock onto Diana's. "How do you know that?" Diana doesn't answer the question. Instead, she steps into the cockpit. Paige tries to stop her. Marcus grabs her arm. But Diana shrugs him off effortlessly, economically, like swatting a fly, and moves to the right seat. She scans the panel. Autopilot disconnected. Altitude 35,200 feet, descending slowly. Speed 480 knots, bleeding. Heading 078. Drifting left. Weather ahead 30 miles. Cell tops at 43,000 feet. "Tara," Diana says, voice calm, clinical. "What's your fuel state?" 42,000 pounds. Endurance? 4 hours, maybe 4:15. Nearest alternate, Gander, Newfoundland, 200 miles northeast. But we'd have to divert. You will, soon. But first, we deal with the weather. Tara's voice cracks. "I can't. I've never flown through a cell like that." "You won't. We're going around it." "But Gander said..." "I don't care what Gander said. Call them. Tell them we're deviating right. 20 miles. Emergency authority." Tara hesitates. Behind them, Marcus is shouting. "Tara, you can't let her take over. She's not certified." Diana ignores him. Reaches for the throttle levers. Her right sleeve pulls back. The scar is visible. Thin, white, 3 inches long. Harold Peterson, standing in the galley, now sees it. His breath catches. "Ejection harness burn," he whispers. No one hears him, except Tara. She looks at the scar, then at Diana's hands. Steady, controlled. Moving across the panel with muscle memory, like she's done this 10,000 times. Tara makes a decision. Gander Control United 1447, heavy, declaring emergency. Squawk 7700, deviating 20 miles right of track for weather. Captain incapacitated, requesting priority handling. Radio crackle, pause, then United 1447 Gander copies emergency. Squawk 7700 observed. You are cleared to deviate as requested. Say souls on board. Tara's voice is steadier now. 287 souls. Fuel 4 hours 15 minutes. Copy United 1447. Stand by for further instructions. Diana is already moving. Her hands fly across the panel, adjusting heading, trimming elevator, managing thrust. She doesn't ask permission. She just does it like it's instinct, like it's hers. Marcus leans into the cockpit, furious. You have no right. Diana doesn't look at him. Get out. I'm not. Get out. Her voice is ice. Marcus opens his mouth, closes it, steps back. Tara is staring at Diana now. Who are you? Diana's eyes stay on the instruments. Right now, I'm the person keeping you alive. Behind them, Dr. Reed is still working on Captain Hayes. Chest compressions, oxygen mask, checking pulse. He looks up, meets Tara's eyes, shakes his head. Captain Hayes is alive, but unconscious, unresponsive. He won't wake up for hours, maybe longer. Tara's hands are shaking on the yoke. Diana sees it. Tara, look at me. Tara does. You're going to be okay. I'm going to help you, but you need to trust me. I don't even know your name. Diana hesitates. Then, Diana. Diana what? Another pause. Longer this time. West. Tara searches her face, sees something there. Something real. Okay, Diana West. Can you really do this? Diana finally looks at her, and for the first time, Tara sees it. The calm, the certainty, the absolute unshakable confidence of someone who's flown through hell and come out the other side. Yes, Diana says simply. I can. Diana's hands move across the panel like a conductor leading an orchestra. Throttle back. Nose up 2 degrees. Bank angle 5 right. The aircraft responds. Smooth, controlled. Tara watches mesmerized and terrified in equal measure. Diana, the weather cell, were still tracking toward it. Not anymore. Watch the heading. Tara glances at the compass. They're turning right. Slowly, steadily. 20 miles right of track, like Diana said. But Marcus Wellington is not done. He's standing in the galley now. Brett Lawson beside him. Kyle Brennan hovering nervously. Vanessa Cole is filming everything. This is insane, Marcus hisses to Paige Scott. You're letting a random passenger fly the plane. Paige keeps her voice low professional. Sir, we have an emergency. The first officer is making the calls. The first officer is taking orders from a homeless woman. Sir, I need you to return to your seat. I'm not going anywhere until someone explains who that woman is. Diana doesn't turn around, but her voice carries. I'm the person who knows that Engine 2 is about to accumulate ice at this altitude, and if we don't activate anti-ice in the next 60 seconds, you'll hear a flame-out warning. Silence. Marcus stares. How do you... Diana reaches up, flips a switch. Engine anti-ice on. The indicator light changes from amber to green. 30 seconds later, the ice accumulation warning on Engine 2 clears. Tara's jaw drops. How did you know that was about to happen? Diana nods at the weather radar. Outside air temperature is minus 42 Celsius. We're flying through a moisture layer. Classic icing conditions. Engine intake is the first place it hits. Brett leans into the galley. That's just a guess. She got lucky. Diana finally turns, looks at Brett directly. Engine 2, N1 vibration was climbing, 0.4% per minute. At that rate, it would have exceeded operational limits in 90 seconds, triggering a compressor stall. That's not luck. That's reading instruments. Brett goes pale. Kyle whispers, how does she know N1 vibration rates? Harold Peterson, still standing in the galley, speaks up for the first time. Because she's a pilot. Everyone turns to look at him. Marcus scoffs. Oh, come on. Look at her. Harold's voice is steady, certain. I said she's a pilot. I flew B-52s for 23 years. I know how pilots move, how they think, how they breathe. He points at Diana. That woman is a pilot. Vanessa lowers her phone slightly. But she's wearing a hoodie. So pilots wear uniforms. Not all of them, Harold says quietly. Not the ones who don't want to be recognized. Diana's jaw tightens, but she doesn't respond. Instead, she turns back to Tara. We need to talk about descent planning. Gander's going to vector us to an alternate, probably Keflavik, Iceland. We'll need to calculate fuel burn approach minimums and single-engine landing procedures. Tara blinks. Single engine, why would we? Diana points at engine 2 on the display. Because that engine is running at 87% efficiency. Ice damage to the compressor blades. It's going to degrade further. If it drops below 70%, we shut it down before it fails on its own. Tara's face goes white. You're saying we might have to land on one engine. I'm saying we prepare to land on one engine. Hope for the best. Plan for the worst. Marcus pushes past Paige into the cockpit doorway. Tara, listen to me. You're the first officer. You're in command now. You don't have to listen to her. Tara looks at Marcus, then at Diana, then at the instruments. Engine 2 efficiency 86%, dropping. Fuel 41,800 pounds. Weather ahead still red on radar. She makes a choice. Marcus, get out of my cockpit. But now. Marcus doesn't move. Diana stands, slowly, deliberately. She's 5'7". Marcus is 6'2", but the way she looks at him makes him take a step back. She said, "Get out," Diana says quietly. Marcus's face flushes red. Who do you think you are? Diana doesn't answer. She just stares. And in that stare, Marcus sees something that chills him. Not anger, not fear, just cold, absolute certainty. The kind of look you see in people who've killed before and will do it again if necessary. He backs out of the doorway. Brett and Kyle follow. Vanessa is still filming. Diana sits back down, returns to the panel. Tara is breathing hard. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. We're not out of this. Radio crackle. United 1447 Gander. We're showing your turn. Confirm you're stable. Tara keys the mic. Gander United 1447. Affirmative. Stable at flight level 350. Deviating for weather. Copy 1447. Be advised we're coordinating with Keflavik for possible diversion. Stand by. Tara releases the mic. Looks at Diana. Keflavik. That's Iceland, right? Yes. I've never landed there. I have. Tara's eyes widen. When? Diana doesn't answer immediately. Then quietly. A long time ago. Her right hand moves unconsciously to her left wrist. Touches the scar. 3 years ago. F-35. Emergency diversion. Hydraulic failure. Single engine landing in a crosswind. She landed with 200 pounds of fuel remaining. The tower called it a miracle. Diana called it Tuesday, but she doesn't say any of that. Instead, she pulls up the approach chart for Keflavik on the display. Runway 20, 10,000 feet. ILS available. Elevation 171 feet. Tara leans over. Winds? Diana checks the ATIS. 290 at 35 knots, gusting to 48. Tara's hands go cold. That's 43 knots of crosswind component. Our limit is 35. I know. We can't land in that. Diana meets her eyes. We don't have a choice. Behind them, Dr. Reed is still working on Captain Hayes. He looks up, shakes his head again. He's stable, but unconscious. I can keep him alive, but he's not waking up. Not soon. Tara closes her eyes. 287 people, 1 unconscious captain, 1 terrified first officer, and 1 woman in a hoodie who might be their only chance. Diana, Tara whispers. What's your full name? Diana doesn't answer. Please, I need to know who you are. Diana's hand moves to her tote bag, reaches inside, pulls out something small, wrapped in a bandana. She unwraps it slowly. A challenge coin, black metal, gold embossed eagle. Words around the edge, 493rd Fighter Squadron. Grim Reapers. On the reverse Spectre 7. Tara stares at it. You're Air Force. Diana doesn't confirm, doesn't deny, just sets the coin on the center console and returns to flying the plane. Behind them in the cabin, Marcus Wellington is gathering support. I'm telling you, she's faking. She found that coin somewhere, probably stole it. Brett nods. We need to vote. Democratic process. Passengers should decide if we trust her. Kyle is less certain. But what if she's real? She's not real, Vanessa insists. Real pilots don't dress like that. Harold Peterson stands. His voice carries through the galley. Real pilots dress however the hell they want. And that coin, you can't fake a squadron coin. Those are earned. Blooded, Marcus sneers. And you'd know, 23 years, son, B-52s, Vietnam, Desert Storm. I know a combat pilot when I see one. She's not combat. She's a liar. Harold steps closer, older, slower. But his eyes are hard. You want to bet 287 lives on that? Marcus falters. Because the truth is sinking in. If Diana's lying, they're all dead. If Diana's real, they might survive. And Marcus Wellington, for the first time in his life, realizes his money, his status, his Patek Philippe. None of it matters at 35,000 feet. In the cockpit, Diana's hands never stop moving, monitoring, adjusting, preparing. She doesn't see the argument behind her. She doesn't care. She's already running the numbers in her head. Single engine approach, crosswind 43 knots, visibility 1 mile, ceiling 400 feet. It's doable. Barely, but only if nothing else goes wrong. Alarm chime. Engine 2, N1 vibration 1.2%. Diana closes her eyes. Something else just went wrong. Diana's eyes lock onto the ECAS display. Engine 2, N1 vibration 1.4%, caution compressor, stall risk. Tara sees it too. Her voice cracks. Diana, I see it. Diana's hand moves to the engine control panel, fingers hovering over the engine 2 shutdown switch. Not yet. Not unless she has to. But it's coming. She can feel it in the airframe. A subtle vibration through the yoke. A rhythmic shudder every 2.3 seconds. The engine is eating itself from the inside. Ice damage. Compressor blade deformation. Metal fatigue. It's only a matter of time. Tara, listen carefully. In approximately 4 minutes, I'm going to shut down engine 2. Tara's face drains of color. 4 minutes. How do you? The vibration rate is increasing exponentially. At current progression, we'll hit red line in 4 minutes 12 seconds. If we don't shut it down before that, it'll fail catastrophically. Turbine disintegration. Possible wing fire. Oh God. But before we do that, we need to prepare the aircraft. Fuel balance, rudder trim, asymmetric thrust tables. I need you to pull up the single engine approach checklist. Tara fumbles with the electronic checklist. Her hands are shaking so badly she can barely tap the screen. Diana reaches over, steadies her hand. Breathe. 4 counts in, 7 hold, 8 out. Tara tries, fails, tries again. Diana's voice softens, just slightly. You can do this. I've seen first officers with half your hours handle worse. Trust yourself. Tara nods, breathes, finds the checklist. Behind them, Marcus Wellington is back. He's not alone this time. Brett, Kyle, Vanessa, and 6 other passengers from first class and business. A delegation. Marcus clears his throat, loud, theatrical. Tara, we need to talk. Diana doesn't turn around. No, you don't. Excuse me, but the passengers have a right. You have a right to sit down and shut up. Marcus's face flushes red. How dare you? Diana finally turns, looks at him. Her eyes are flat, dead calm. In 3 minutes and 40 seconds, I'm going to shut down an engine. When that happens, this aircraft will yaw hard to the right. If I don't correct immediately, we'll enter an uncommanded roll and lose 2,000 feet in 15 seconds. At our current altitude, that's survivable. Uncomfortable, but survivable. She pauses. However, if you distract me, if you make me lose focus for even 2 seconds, I will not correct in time. We will enter a spin. At 35,000 tolerant feet, we have approximately 45 seconds to recover before structural failure. And I promise you, Marcus, your Patek Philippe will not survive impact with the North Atlantic at terminal velocity. Silence. Marcus's mouth opens, closes, opens again. You're threatening us. I'm stating facts. Now get out of my cockpit. Brett steps forward. His phone is out. Recording. I'm documenting this. The FAA will hear about Diana moves. Not violently, not dramatically. Just stands. Takes one step toward Brett. Reaches out. Her hand is a blur. She plucks the phone from his grip effortlessly, economically like picking fruit, and hands it to Paige Scott. Confiscate this. FAA regulation, no electronic devices that interfere with crew operations. Paige takes the phone, nods. Yes, Captain. Brett sputters. She's not a captain. She's a passenger. Paige looks at the challenge coin on the center console, then at Diana, then back at Brett. Right now, sir, she's the only person keeping us in the air. So I suggest you sit down. Vanessa raises her phone. I'm live streaming this. My followers. Harold Peterson moves faster than anyone expected. For a 68-year-old retiree, he's quick. He steps between Vanessa and the cockpit. His voice is military sharp. Ma'am, you will turn off that device and return to your seat. Now. You can't tell me. I'm a retired master sergeant, 23 years Air Force, and under FAA emergency protocol, I can absolutely tell you, power off, sit down, or I will physically remove you. Vanessa looks at him, sees something in his eyes that tells her he's not bluffing. She powers off the phone. Kyle, the MBA student, finally speaks. His voice is small. What do we do? Harold looks at him. His expression softens slightly. You pray, son, and you trust that woman in there, because she's the only thing standing between us and the ocean. Alarm chime. Louder now. Engine 2. N1 vibration. 1.8%. Diana is back in her seat. Hands moving. Tara fuel transfer. Move 1,500 pounds from left wing to right. Balance the load for single engine. Tara's fingers fly over the fuel panel. Transferring now. Good. Now pull up the rudder trim table. We'll need 6 degrees right trim to counter engine 1 thrust. Tara scrolls. Finds it. Got it? Diana glances at the clock. 2 minutes 30. Marcus hasn't left. He's hovering in the doorway, pale trembling. Tara, are we going to die? Tara doesn't answer. Because she doesn't know. Diana does. Not if you sit down. Marcus backs away. Finally, stumbles back to his seat in first class. The cabin is silent now. No chatter, no laughter, no champagne. Just 287 people holding their breath. In row 7, the woman in the floral blouse has moved to the aisle seat. No one is sitting next to Diana's empty seat now, because everyone knows. That seat belongs to the woman who's trying to save them. Radio crackle. United 1447. Gander. We've coordinated with Keflavik. You're cleared direct. Descend and maintain flight level 280. Expect vectors for ILS runway 20. Tara acknowledges. Gander United 1447. Cleared direct. Keflavik descend, maintain flight level 280. She looks at Diana. We're really doing this. We are. Single engine. Yes. In a 777. Yes. Tara's voice drops to a whisper. I've never done this before. Diana meets her eyes. I have. When Diana's hand touches the scar on her wrist. Syria. 3 years ago. F-35. Lost an engine to a compressor stall at 15,000 feet. Landed on a carrier with 180 pounds of fuel. Tara stares. A carrier. You're a Navy pilot. Air Force. But the Navy owed us a favor. Tara can't process this. Can't reconcile the woman in the hoodie with the story she's hearing. Why didn't you say something earlier? Why didn't you? Because I didn't want to be here, Diana says quietly. I walked away, for good reasons. And I'm only here now because 287 people will die if I don't help. But, focus Tara, we're at 2 minutes. Alarm chime, urgent now. Engine 2, N1 vibration. 2.1%. Diana's hand moves to the engine 2 shutdown switch. Not yet. Wait for it. Wait. Master caution. Red light flashing. Engine 2. Compressor stall. The aircraft lurches, hard. A grinding metallic shriek from the right side, like 1,000 nails on a chalkboard. Passengers scream. Tara grabs the yoke with both hands. Diana's voice cuts through the chaos. Engine 2 shut down. Now. She pulls the switch. The fuel flow to engine 2 cuts off. The engine spools down. The vibration stops. But the aircraft yaws hard to the right. Tara's fighting the yoke. I can't. It's pulling. Rudder trim. 6 degrees right. Do it. Tara dials in the trim. The yaw stops. The aircraft stabilizes. But they're flying on one engine now. 550,000 pounds. One engine, 200 miles from land. Tara's voice is shaking. Diana, tell me we can do this. Diana doesn't answer immediately, because the truth is it's going to be close. Very close. Finally, she says, we can do this. Tara wants to believe her, but in the cabin, Marcus Wellington is standing again, shouting. That's it. That's it. She just shut down an engine. She's going to kill us all. Brett joins him. We need to take control. Anybody pilot experience? Somebody fly this plane. Kyle stands, uncertain, scared. Maybe we should vote. Harold Peterson rises from his seat, slow, deliberate. Sit down. Marcus whirls on him. We have a right. You have a right to shut your mouth and let her work. She's not qualified. Harold steps into the aisle, faces Marcus directly. Son, I've flown with the best. I've flown with aces. I've flown with legends. He points toward the cockpit. That woman is all three. You don't know that I know a fighter pilot when I see one, and I know that coin on her console is real. You don't fake a squadron coin. You earn it in blood. Marcus's face twists. She could have stolen it. She could have, but she didn't. Harold's voice drops. Dangerous. And you know how I know, because the way she flies, the way she thinks, that's not something you steal. That's something you become. The cabin is silent. Marcus looks around, searching for support. Vanessa is staring at her lap. Brett is pale. Kyle looks like he's about to vomit. No one is backing him up. Finally, Marcus sits, but he's not done. When we land, if we land, I'm suing United, the FAA, and her. Harold says nothing, because he knows they're not out of this yet. In the cockpit, Diana is running calculations. One engine, 200 miles. Crosswind 43 knots. Fuel 39,000 pounds. It's enough. Barely. But only if nothing else goes wrong. Radio crackle. United 1447, Keflavik Tower. We have your situation. Winds now 300 at 45 knots, gusting 52. Visibility 1 mile in snow. Ceiling 400 feet. Advise your intentions. Tara's voice is hollow. Keflavik United 1447. We're single engine. Fuel state critical. Request priority handling and emergency equipment. Copy 1447. Emergency equipment standing by. You're number 1 for runway 20. Winds are above limits. Do you want to hold for better conditions? Tara looks at Diana. Diana shakes her head. No time. Fuel won't last. Tara keys the mic. Negative Keflavik. We're landing. 1 approach. No go around. Pause. Then, understood. 1447. Godspeed. Diana pulls up the approach chart. Studies it. ILS runway 20. Glide slope 3.0 degrees. Decision height 200 feet. Crosswind 43 knots. She's landed in worse, but not in a 777. Not with 287 souls on board. Tara whispers, can we really do this? Diana's jaw tightens. We're about to find out. Diana's hands are on the yoke now. Full manual control. The autopilot can't handle asymmetric thrust. Can't handle crosswinds this strong. This has to be hand-flown. All of it. Tara, I need you on the radios. Full time. Call out every altitude, every speed, every heading change. I need your eyes on the instruments while I fly. Tara nods. I can do that. Good. Also checklist, single engine approach. We're going to run it now while we still have time. Tara pulls up the digital checklist. Her voice is steadier now, focused. Single engine approach checklist. Engine failure confirmed, confirmed. Fuel balanced, balanced. Rudder trim set, set 6 degrees right. Asymmetric thrust compensated. Diana adjusts the throttle on engine 1. Compensated. They run through the entire list. 23 items, everyone critical. By the time they finish, they're 150 miles from Keflavik. Diana keys the intercom. Paige, this is the cockpit. Paige responds immediately. Go ahead. Prepare the cabin for emergency landing. Full evacuation brief. Able-bodied passengers identified. Exit procedures reviewed. We're landing in 20 minutes. Copy. 20 minutes. Paige's voice doesn't waver, but Diana can hear the fear underneath. In the cabin, Paige takes the PA. PA calm, professional, but urgent. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your senior flight attendant. We are preparing for an emergency landing in Keflavik, Iceland. The landing will be rough. We are on one engine and the winds are strong. When I give the command, you will assume the brace position, head down, hands behind your neck. Do not lift your head until we come to a complete stop. She pauses. If evacuation is necessary, leave all belongings. Move quickly to the nearest exit. Follow crew instructions exactly. We are trained for this. Trust us. Another pause. You're going to be okay. We are going to get you home. The PA clicks off. In first class, Marcus Wellington is gripping his armrests. His knuckles are white. Brett Lawson is praying, quiet, desperate. Vanessa Cole is crying. Her phone is still off. For once, she's not documenting anything. Kyle Brennan is staring out the window, watching the ocean below. Black, cold, infinite. In row 14, Harold Peterson is calm. He's been through this before. Vietnam, emergency landing in Da Nang, one engine, heavy fire, runway foamed. He survived that. He'll survive this, he hopes. In the cockpit, Diana is descending. Flight level 280, 260, 240. The wind is getting worse. Turbulence, gusts. The aircraft shudders every few seconds. Tara calls out, 220-20 descending. Speed 280 knots. On profile. Diana nods. Good. Call Keflavik. Tell them we're 20 minutes out. Tara keys the radio. Keflavik Tower United 1447, 20 miles out, single engine, request final vectors. United 1447 Keflavik, turn left, heading 180. Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. You're cleared for ILS runway 20 approach, winds 300 at 48 knots, gusting 55. Tara's face goes pale. Gusting 55. Diana's jaw tightens. Copy. She banks left. Heading 180. The aircraft fights her. The crosswind is relentless. She has to hold constant aileron and rudder just to maintain course. This is going to be bad. Alarm chime. Low fuel. Tara's voice cracks. Diana, fuel warning. I see it. How much? 32,000 pounds. Diana does the math in her head. One engine, 32,000 pounds, 20 minutes. It's enough, but only if they land on the first approach. No go around, no second chance. One shot. Tara, listen carefully. When we get to 1,000 feet, I'm going to configure for landing. Gear down, flaps 30. At 500 feet, I'll establish the crab angle for the crosswind. At 50 feet, I'll kick the rudder and align with the runway. The touchdown will be hard, possibly very hard, but it will be on the center line. Tara stares at her. You've done this before. Yes. In a 777, Diana hesitates. No. Then how? The physics are the same. Crosswind landing is crosswind landing, fighter jet or airliner. The technique doesn't change. Tara wants to believe her, but she's terrified. What if we can't stop? What if the runway's too short? It's not. 10,000 feet. We'll stop. But we're landing hot, single engine, no reverse thrust on engine 2. We'll use maximum braking, spoilers, aerodynamic drag. It'll be enough. You're sure? Diana looks at her, and for the first time Tara sees doubt. Just a flicker. Just a moment. Then Diana's eyes harden. I'm sure. But she's not. Not completely. Because the truth is, this is the most dangerous landing she's ever attempted. F-35 on a carrier. That was training. Muscle memory. This is 550,000 pounds of aluminum and jet fuel, carrying 287 lives, approaching a runway she can barely see in winds that exceed every safety limit with one engine and no margin for error. This is impossible. But Diana West has made a career out of doing the impossible. Radio crackle. United 1447 Keflavik. You're 10 miles from threshold. Maintain 3,000 until established on localizer. Cleared ILS runway 20. Cleared ILS 20, United 1447. Diana's hands tighten on the yoke. 10 miles. 8 minutes. One chance. Behind her, Dr. Reed is still monitoring Captain Hayes. He's stable, Samuel says quietly, but he's not waking up. Not anytime soon. Diana nods. Understood. She doesn't ask what caused it. Doesn't matter now. All that matters is the runway. And getting there alive. Tara's voice, 5,000 feet, speed 250 knots, 8 miles. Diana reaches down, grabs the gear lever. Gear down! The lever moves. The hydraulic system groans. 3 green lights. Gear down and locked. The aircraft slows. Drag increases. Flaps 20. Tara moves the flap lever. The flaps extend. The aircraft pitches up slightly. Diana trims, adjusts thrust. Flaps 30. Full landing configuration. The aircraft is sluggish now, heavy, responding slowly to every input. This is the most vulnerable phase. Low, slow, configured. If anything goes wrong now, they're dead. Tara's voice, 3,000 feet, speed 180 knots, 5 miles. Localizer alive. Diana banks slightly, intercepts the localizer. The ILS needle centers. They're on course. Glide slope alive. Diana pitches down, follows the glide slope. 3 degrees. Perfect descent angle. 2,000 feet, speed 170 knots, 3 miles. On glide slope. Diana can see the runway now. Barely. Through the snow. Through the wind. A ribbon of concrete, 10,000 feet long. It looks impossibly small. With 500 feet, speed 165 knots. The crosswind slams them. Hard. The aircraft yaws right. Diana corrects with rudder and aileron. Holds the wings level. But she's crabbing now. Nose 20 degrees left of the runway heading. Flying sideways. It looks wrong. Feels wrong. But it's the only way. Tara sees it. Diana, we're off course. No, we're on course. Trust the instruments. But the runway. I'll align at 50 feet. Not before. Tara swallows. Nods. 1,000 feet. Speed 160 knots. Diana's hands are rock steady. No tremor. No hesitation. Just pure focused control. 500 feet. Speed 155 knots. The runway is clear now. Lights visible through the snow. But they're still crabbing. Still sideways. In the cabin, passengers can see it. The runway is there, but they're not pointed at it. Someone screams. 400 feet. Diana's right foot hovers over the rudder pedal. Wait. Wait. 300 feet. Wait. 200 feet. Now. Diana kicks the rudder. Full deflection. The nose swings right, 20 degrees in 2 seconds. The aircraft aligns with the runway. For a moment, they're perfect. Center line. On glide slope. On speed. Then the wind gusts. 55 knots. From the left. The aircraft is thrown sideways. Right wing drops. Tara screams. Diana reacts. Full left aileron. Opposite rudder. Thrust on engine 1. The wing levels. The nose stays straight. 100 feet. Diana pulls back on the yoke. Flare. The descent rate decreases. 50 feet. Tara closes her eyes. 40. Diana's eyes are locked on the touchdown zone. 30, 20, 10. Impact. The main gear hits first, hard, harder than any commercial landing should be. The shock travels through the airframe, through every seat, every passenger. It feels like hitting a wall. But the gear holds. The tires don't blow. The wings don't flex beyond limits. Diana shoves the yoke forward, nose down. The nose gear slams into the concrete. Another jolt, another impact. But they're down. All three wheels, on the runway, center line. Diana's hands fly across the panel. Spoilers up. Maximum braking. Tara deploys the spoilers. The wing panels rise killing lift, pressing the aircraft down onto the runway. Diana's feet are on the brake pedals. Full pressure. The aircraft decelerates, but not fast enough. They're still doing 140 knots. Runway consumed 1,000 feet. Remaining 9,000 feet, they need to slow down. Now, Diana activates Engine 1 reverse thrust. The engine roars. The aircraft shudders. But with only one engine in reverse, they're yawing left. Diana compensates with rudder. Right rudder. Full deflection. The aircraft stays straight, but they're still fast. 120 knots. 2,000 feet consumed. 8,000 remaining. Come on, Diana whispers. Slow down. 100 knots. 3,000 feet consumed. 7,000 remaining. Tara is watching the speed tape. We're slowing. 90 knots. 4,000 feet consumed. 6,000 remaining. In the cabin, passengers are in brace position. Heads down, hands behind necks, praying, hoping, believing. 80 knots. 5,000 feet consumed. 5,000 remaining. Diana eases off the brakes slightly, preventing tire blowout, then applies them again. Pumping, releasing, pumping. 70 knots. 6,000 feet consumed. 4,000 remaining. We're going to make it, Tara breathes. 60 knots. 7,000 feet consumed. 3,000 remaining. 50 knots. 8,000 feet consumed. 2,000 remaining. 40 knots. 9,000 feet consumed. 1,000 remaining. 30 knots. 20. 21. The aircraft stops. 200 feet of runway remaining. Complete silence, except for the wind. And the sound of 287 people breathing. Tara stares at Diana. Diana stares at the runway ahead. Then she closes her eyes, just for a moment. They're alive, all of them. P.A. Page's voice shaking, but professional. Ladies and gentlemen, remain seated. Do not evacuate. I repeat, do not evacuate. We are safe. We are on the ground. Remain in your seats until further instructions. In the cabin, passengers start crying, sobbing, laughing, hugging strangers. Marcus Wellington is pale, shaking. Brett Lawson is on his knees. Vanessa Cole has her face in her hands. Kyle Brennan is staring at nothing. Harold Peterson is smiling, quietly, respectfully. He knows what just happened. He knows what Diana just did. Impossible. In the cockpit, Tara turns to Diana. You just... Diana opens her eyes. Shutdown checklist. Let's secure the aircraft. Diana, you just landed a 777 on one engine in a 55-knot crosswind. Tara, shutdown checklist. Tara blinks, then nods. They run through the checklist. Engines off, hydraulics off, electrical systems to battery only. By the time they finish, emergency vehicles are surrounding the aircraft. Fire trucks, ambulances, airport operations, Keflavik Tower, United 1447, outstanding work. Remain on the runway. We're bringing equipment to you. Tara acknowledges, then looks at Diana. Who are you? Diana doesn't answer. Instead, she reaches down to her tote bag, pulls out the challenge coin, sets it on the center console where everyone can see it. 493rd Fighter Squadron, Grim Reapers, Spectre 7. Tara stares at it, then at Diana. Spectre 7. Diana nods. You're a fighter pilot. Was. What happened? Diana's hand touches the scar on her wrist. I made a choice. She doesn't elaborate, doesn't need to. Tara understands. Some choices end careers. Some choices save lives. Diana did both. Behind them, the cockpit door opens. Paige Scott stands there, tears streaming down her face. Captain West, thank you. Diana stands, slowly, stiffly. Her legs are shaking now. Adrenaline crash. Check on the passengers. Make sure everyone's okay. They are, because of you. Diana doesn't respond. She just walks past Paige into the cabin. Every eye turns to her. 287 faces, staring. No one speaks. Then slowly one person starts clapping. Harold Peterson. Then another. Then another. Within seconds, the entire cabin is applauding. Standing ovation, tears, smiles, gratitude. Diana doesn't acknowledge it. She just walks down the aisle to row 7, to her seat, to her tote bag. She sits down, pulls her hoodie up, and closes her eyes. Like nothing happened. But Marcus Wellington is standing in the aisle, blocking her path. I need to say something. Diana doesn't open her eyes. Marcus's voice cracks. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I judged you. I mocked you. I tried to stop you. And you saved my life anyway. Diana opens her eyes, looks at him. Yes. That's all she says. Just yes. Marcus stands there, waiting for more, but there is no more. Diana closes her eyes again. Conversation over. The passengers are deplaning now, slowly, carefully, down mobile stairs onto the snow-covered tarmac. Emergency personnel are checking everyone. Medical, psychological, protocol. But Diana stays in her seat. She's not ready to face what comes next. The questions, the investigation, the media, the exposure. She left the Air Force to escape this, to be invisible, to take care of her mother without the weight of expectation. And now, in one night, she's visible again. Tara appears at row 7. Diana, they want to talk to you. Keflavik Operations, the FAA, USAF Northern Command. Diana doesn't move. Tell them I'll give a statement later. They're insistent. I don't care. Tara sits down in 7B, the seat Marcus vacated. Diana, what you did tonight, that's going to change things for you. I know. The Air Force is going to want you back. Diana's jaw tightens. I'm not going back. Why not? Diana finally looks at her. Because I have someone who needs me more than they do. Tara doesn't push. She stands. When you're ready, I'll walk out with you. Thank you. Tara leaves. Diana is alone now. She pulls out her phone, powers it on. 17 missed calls, 32 messages. Most from numbers she doesn't recognize. One from a number she does. Her mother. She opens the message. Baby, I saw the news. Are you okay? Call me. I love you. Diana closes her eyes. Her mother. Stage 4 cancer. 6 months to live. That's why Diana left. That's why she's flying commercial instead of military. That's why she's wearing a hoodie instead of a uniform. Because she chose her mother over her career. And she doesn't regret it. Even now. She starts to type a response, then stops. Because outside through the window she sees something. A black SUV, unmarked, pulling up to the aircraft. 2 men in civilian clothes get out. But Diana recognizes the walk, the posture, military, special operations. Her stomach drops. They're here for her. She considers running, hiding, disappearing into the crowd, but Harold Peterson appears at her row. Captain West, those men outside, they're here for you. Diana nods. I know. You going to talk to them? I don't have a choice. Harold sits down in 7D, across the aisle. Ma'am, I flew B-52s for 23 years. I've seen a lot of pilots, good ones, great ones, and a few legends. He pauses. You're a legend. Diana looks at him. I'm just someone who did her job. No, you're someone who saved 287 lives when no one else could. And those men out there, they know it. They want you back. I can't go back. Why not? Diana's voice is barely a whisper. Because if I go back, my mother dies alone. Harold nods slowly. I understand. He stands, offers his hand. Diana shakes it. It was an honor flying with you, Captain. You too, Sergeant. Harold leaves. Diana gathers her things, her tote bag, her phone, her notebook, and the challenge coin. She picks it up, looks at it. Spectre 7, the call sign she earned in blood, the identity she walked away from, the life she thought she left behind. She pockets the coin and walks toward the exit. The two men are waiting at the bottom of the stairs. One of them steps forward. Captain West, I'm Agent Garrett, USAF Office of Special Investigations. We need to talk. Diana doesn't stop walking. I'm retired. We know, but we have a situation, and we need your help. I can't. Captain, please, 5 minutes. Diana stops, turns, looks Garrett in the eye. My mother is dying. I have 6 months left with her. Maybe less. Whatever you need, find someone else. Garrett's expression doesn't change. This isn't about recruitment, Captain. This is about something that happened 3 years ago. Something classified. Something that's about to become very public. Diana's blood runs cold. What are you talking about? Garrett glances at his partner, then back at Diana. Syria. Operation Nightfall. The mission you flew with Spectre Squadron. Diana's face goes pale. That's classified. It was, until someone started leaking details to the press. We have 48 hours before it goes public. And when it does, Captain, your name is going to be front and center. Diana can't breathe. Operation Nightfall. The mission that ended her career. The mission that earned her the Medal of Honor. The mission she's never talked about. Not even to her mother. Who's leaking? We don't know, but we need your help to contain it. And we need you to come to D.C. tonight. Diana closes her eyes. 6 months with her mother, or a trip to D.C. to bury ghosts she thought were dead. She opens her phone, looks at her mother's message again. Call me, I love you. She looks back at Garrett. I need to make a call first. Of course. Diana steps away. Dials. Her mother answers on the first ring. Diana, baby, are you okay? I'm okay, Mom. I saw the news. They're saying you landed the plane, that you saved everyone. I just did what I had to. You're a hero, baby. Diana's throat tightens. Mom, I need to tell you something. What is it? I have to go to D.C. Something from my past. Something I need to handle. Silence. Then, how long? I don't know. A few days, maybe a week. More silence. Mom. Her mother's voice is soft, sad, but understanding. Go, baby. Do what you need to do. I'll be here when you get back. I promise I'll... Diana, stop. I know you'll come back. You always do. Now go, and be careful. I love you, Mom. I love you too. The call ends. Diana stands there for a moment, snow falling around her. Then she turns back to Garrett. 48 hours, that's all you get. Then I'm going home. Garrett nods. Understood. Diana follows him to the SUV. As she gets in, she looks back at the 777, at the passengers still deplaning, at the life she tried to leave behind, and realizes some things, once you're part of them, you can never truly escape. The SUV drives away, and Diana West disappears into the night. Again. The black SUV cuts through Keflavik's empty streets. Diana sits in the back, silent, staring out at the Icelandic darkness. Agent Garrett is driving. His partner, Agent Cole, rides shotgun. Neither speaks. They don't need to. Diana knows what's coming. Debriefs, interrogations, damage control, the same machinery that crushed her career 3 years ago. Garrett breaks the silence. Captain, we've arranged transport to D.C. Military flight leaves in 2 hours from Keflavik Air Base. Diana doesn't respond. We'll have you debriefed and back home within 48 hours. You have our word. Your word, Diana repeats, flat, emotionless. Yes, ma'am. Like the word I got 3 years ago when they promised me protection if I testified. Garrett's jaw tightens. That was a different situation. Was it? Silence. Cole turns around, younger, less hardened. Captain West, we're not the enemy here. Someone's leaking Operation Nightfall. If it goes public without context, people will die. Operators still in the field. Assets still active. You know this. Diana does know. She closes her eyes. Syria. 3 years ago. Night mission. 4 F-35s. Target high-value insurgent compound. But the intel was wrong. The compound wasn't insurgents. It was a refugee camp. Diana saw it first, called abort, pulled her wingman back, but the other two didn't listen, dropped ordnance anyway. 17 civilians dead, including children. Diana reported it, testified, demanded accountability. The Air Force buried it, discharged her quietly. Medical reasons, and the 2 pilots who dropped the bombs promoted. Diana opens her eyes. Who's leaking? Garrett and Cole exchange glances. We don't know yet, Garrett admits, but the leak is specific, detailed, someone with access. Someone inside, Diana says. Possibly. Diana looks out the window, processing. If Operation Nightfall goes public, it won't just expose the cover-up. It'll expose her, the pilot who refused orders, who called out her own squadron, who chose truth over loyalty. In military circles, that makes her a hero to some, a traitor to others. What do you need from me? She asks finally. Verification, context, your version of events, on record. My version is already on record, in the official report. The report that was classified and sealed. Exactly. Cole leans forward. Captain, if this goes public without your voice, the narrative will be controlled by people who want you silenced. You'll be painted as unstable, insubordinate, unreliable. We're offering you a chance to set the record straight. Diana almost laughs. You think I care about my reputation. We think you care about the truth. That lands. Diana looks at Cole, then at Garrett. 48 hours, then I'm gone. Understood. The SUV pulls into Keflavik Air Base. Military checkpoint. Credentials verified. They drive through. A C-17 Globemaster sits on the tarmac. Engines already spooling. Diana steps out of the SUV. The wind hits her. Cold, sharp, Icelandic winter. She pulls her hoodie tighter. Garrett hands her a go bag. Flight suit, credentials, meal vouchers, everything you need. Diana takes it. What about my mother? I need to call her when we land. We've arranged a secure line. You'll have access. Diana nods. She starts toward the C-17, then stops, turns back. Agent Garrett, if this is a setup, if I get to D.C. and find out you're using me to bury this again, I will burn everything to the ground. The Air Force, the cover-up, all of it. Garrett meets her eyes. Doesn't flinch. Captain, we're trying to protect the truth, not hide it. Diana holds his gaze. Then boards the aircraft. The flight to D.C. is 7 hours. Diana sits alone in the cargo bay, surrounded by equipment, supplies, no other passengers. Just her and the loadmaster, a young airman who doesn't recognize her. She's grateful for that. She pulls out her phone. No signal. They're over the Atlantic now. She opens her photos instead. Her mother, smiling, thin, fragile. Taken 3 weeks ago at the hospital. Diana's throat tightens. 6 months, maybe less. She closes the photo, opens her notebook instead. Inside notes, diagrams, technical data, not from tonight's landing, from 3 years ago, from Syria. She's kept everything, every detail, every coordinate, every communication log. Because she knew. Someday this would come back. Someday she'd have to face it again. She just didn't think it would be now. The loadmaster approaches. Ma'am, we're about 3 hours out. You need anything? Coffee, if you have it. Yes, ma'am, I'll grab some. He returns with a thermos and a paper cup. Diana pours, drinks. It's terrible, but it's warm. You Air Force? The loadmaster asks. Diana hesitates. Was. What did you fly F-35s? His eyes widen. No kidding. You're a fighter pilot. Was. Diana repeats. Why'd you get out? Diana looks at him, young, eager, innocent. Family reasons. He nods, doesn't push. Well, ma'am, it's an honor flying with you. He leaves her alone. Diana finishes the coffee, closes her eyes, tries to sleep, but sleep won't come, because in her mind, she's back over Syria. Night vision green, target coordinates locked, wingman on her 6, and then the radio call that changed everything. Spectre 7, this is Spectre 3. We have confirmation. Target is hot, cleared to engage. Diana checked her targeting pod, saw the thermal signatures. Too many, too small, not combatants, civilians. She keyed the mic. Negative Spectre 3. Abort. Abort. Target is civilian. I repeat, civilian. Spectre 7, we have orders. Engaging now. Spectre 3, do not engage, that's an order. But she wasn't the mission commander. Spectre 3 was, and he dropped anyway. Diana pulls herself back to the present, opens her eyes. The C-17's cargo bay is dark, cold, empty, like the part of her that died that night. She checks her watch. 2 hours to D.C., 2 hours until she faces the people who destroyed her career and the secret that might destroy what's left. Andrews Air Force Base, Maryland. 0600 hours. The C-17 touches down as dawn breaks over D.C. Diana deplanes into a gray cold morning. A staff car is waiting. Black sedan. Government plates. A woman in civilian clothes stands beside it. Mid-40s. Sharp eyes. Military bearing barely concealed. Captain West, I'm Colonel Patricia Hayes, USAF Office of Special Investigations. Welcome to D.C. Diana shakes her hand. Firm grip. Respect. Colonel, we have a briefing scheduled for A800. That gives you 2 hours to clean up, eat, and prepare. Questions. Where's Garrett? Agent Garrett's assignment ended at Keflavik. I'm your contact now. Diana studies her. You outrank him. Significantly. So this is bigger than he let on. Colonel Hayes doesn't smile, but something in her eyes confirms it. Get in. I'll explain on the way. They drive through the base, past hangars, past security checkpoints. Hayes speaks without preamble. Captain, 3 days ago, a journalist at the Washington Post received an encrypted file. Inside, classified mission logs from Operation Nightfall, including cockpit recordings, communications transcripts, targeting data. Diana's stomach drops. How much? Everything. Who sent it? Unknown. The file was anonymized, routed through multiple servers. Our cyber team is tracking it, but so far nothing. When does it go public? The Post is sitting on it, for now. They're verifying sources, but they've given us 48 hours before they run the story. Diana closes her eyes. So I'm here to convince them not to. No, you're here to give them context, so when they do run it, the narrative isn't controlled by whoever leaked it. Diana opens her eyes. You want me to go public? I want you to tell the truth, on the record, to a journalist who will listen. The Air Force will crucify me. Hayes pulls the car over, stops, turns to face Diana directly. Captain West, 3 years ago you were right. The strike on that compound was illegal. The intel was faulty. The mission commander ignored your abort call. 17 civilians died, and the Air Force buried it to avoid scandal. She pauses. But times have changed. Leadership has changed. The current chief of staff wasn't in command back then, and she wants accountability. She wants the truth, and she wants you reinstated. Diana stares. Reinstated, full rank, full benefits, back pay, and a position training the next generation of fighter pilots. Diana can't process this, can't breathe. Why now? Because the cover-up is worse than the crime, and because you deserve better. Hayes starts the car again. They drive in silence for several minutes. Finally, Diana speaks. What if I say no? Then the story runs without your voice, and you'll be remembered as the pilot who refused orders and got discharged, not the pilot who tried to save 17 lives. Diana looks out the window. The Pentagon is visible in the distance, the place that ended her career, the place that might restore it, if she's willing to fight. Hayes drops Diana at a military hotel on base. You have 2 hours. Briefing room is building 7th, 3rd floor. I'll meet you there. Diana takes the key card, nods, enters the room alone. It's sparse. Bed, desk, shower. Nothing personal. She drops her bag, sits on the bed, pulls out her phone, finally has signal. 63 missed calls, over 100 messages, most from media, some from former squadron mates, one from her mother. Diana calls her. It rings 3 times. Diana. Her mother's voice. Weak but warm. Hi, Mom. Baby, where are you? DC, I told you I had to come here for... I know. I saw the news. Diana, they're calling you a hero. They're saying you landed that plane and saved everyone. Mom, it's not... Stop. Don't diminish what you did. I'm proud of you. Diana's eyes burn. Mom, there's something else. Something from my past. It's coming out. And it's going to be bad. Silence. Then, the mission. The one you never talk about. Yes. Diana, whatever happened, I know you did the right thing. You always do. I don't know if that's going to matter. It matters to me. And it'll matter to everyone else once they hear your side. Diana wipes her eyes. I have to go. Briefing in 2 hours. Call me after. I love you. I love you too. The call ends. Diana sits there, staring at the wall. Then she stands, showers, changes into the flight suit Hayes provided. It feels strange, foreign. She hasn't worn a uniform in 3 years. She zips it up, looks in the mirror, and for a moment she sees herself as she used to be. Captain Diana West, Spectre 7, fighter pilot, not the woman in the hoodie, not the invisible passenger in 7C, someone who mattered. She pulls the challenge coin from her pocket. 493rd Fighter Squadron, Grim Reapers, Spectre 7, sets it on the desk, then heads to the briefing, building 7th, 3rd floor, 0800 hours. Diana enters the briefing room. 5 people wait inside. Colonel Hayes, 2 other OSI agents, and 2 civilians. One is a woman in her 50s, gray suit, recording device on the table. The other is younger, 30s, laptop open, notepad ready. Hayes stands. Captain West, this is Rachel Morris, an investigative journalist with the Washington Post, and her colleague David Chen. Rachel extends her hand. Diana shakes it. Captain West, thank you for meeting with us. Diana sits. I don't have much choice. Rachel's expression doesn't change. You always have a choice. You can refuse to speak. You can lawyer up. But I'm guessing Colonel Hayes explained why you're here. She did. Then let's be clear. I'm running this story. With or without you. But I'd rather run it with your voice. Because I think you were the only person who tried to do the right thing that night. Diana studies her, searching for angle, agenda, finds only professional determination. What do you know already? Rachel pulls out a tablet, swipes, turns it toward Diana, on-screen mission logs, targeting coordinates, radio transcripts, all classified, all accurate. I know Operation Nightfall was a surgical strike mission in northern Syria. 4 F-35s, target insurgent compound. But when you arrived, you called abort. Because the compound wasn't insurgents, it was refugees. Diana's jaw tightens. Who gave you this I can't reveal sources. Someone with access. Someone who was there. Rachel doesn't confirm. Doesn't deny. Diana leans back. What else? I know you reported it, testified, and got discharged 6 months later. Medical reasons. But the discharge papers I've seen suggest otherwise. You've seen my discharge papers? Redacted versions. But enough. Diana looks at Hayes. You gave her this? Hayes shakes her head. Not us. Someone else wants this story told. Diana turns back to Rachel. Why, what's the angle? Rachel leans forward. The angle is accountability. 2 pilots dropped ordnance on civilians. The Air Force covered it up. You tried to stop it and got punished. That's the story. And you think going public helps? I think silence protects the guilty and punishes the brave. Diana closes her eyes, breathes. 4 counts in, 7 hold, 8 out. Opens them. What do you need from me? Your account, on record, what you saw, what you did, what happened after. Diana looks at the recording device. Once she speaks, there's no taking it back. Her career, what's left of it, will be defined by this moment. She thinks of her mother. 6 months left. She thinks of the 17 civilians, dead because she wasn't mission commander. She thinks of the 287 passengers on United 1447, alive because she stepped up. Some choices define you. This is one of them. Okay, Diana says. I'll talk. Rachel presses record. Red light blinking, tape rolling. Captain Diana West, call sign Spectre 7. Can you describe the events of Operation Nightfall? Diana begins. Rachel Morrison sits back, stares at Diana. 2 hours of testimony, uninterrupted. David Chen's fingers have stopped typing. Colonel Hayes is motionless. The OSI agents exchange glances. Finally, Rachel speaks. That's a hell of a story, Captain. Diana's voice is hoarse. It's not a story. It's what happened. I believe you. Will your editors? Rachel nods slowly. With this level of detail. Yes. But I need corroboration. Another witness. Someone else who was there. Diana's jaw tightens. My wingman. Captain Marcus Liu. He'll confirm. We've tried reaching him. He's not responding. Then try harder. Rachel leans forward. Captain, I need you to understand something. The moment this goes live, you'll be under a microscope. The Air Force will scrutinize every word. Your former squadron will call you a traitor. The public will have opinions. Are you ready for that? Diana doesn't hesitate. No, but I'm doing it anyway. Why? Because 17 people died. And their families deserve to know it wasn't an accident. It was a choice, a bad one, made by people who should have known better. Rachel nods, closes her laptop. I'll have a draft by tonight. You'll get to review it before publication. Fair. Rachel stands, extends her hand again. Diana shakes it. Thank you, Captain. What you did tonight on that plane and in this room takes guts. Diana doesn't respond. Just watches Rachel and David leave. When the door closes, Hayes speaks. Captain, there's something else. Diana turns. What? Hayes pulls out a file, slides it across the table. The leak. We traced it. Diana opens the file. Inside a name, a photo. Her stomach drops. Colonel Marcus Webb, former Spectre 3, the mission commander, the pilot who dropped the ordnance. He leaked it, Diana whispers. Hayes nods. We think so. His digital fingerprints are all over the source file, and he's gone dark. No contact in 72 hours. Diana stares at the photo. Marcus Webb, her former squadron mate, the man she testified against. Why would he leak it? He's the one who'll look worst. We don't know, but he's reached out to you. Diana's head snaps up. What? Hayes pulls out her phone, plays a voicemail. Marcus Webb's voice, older, harder. Diana, I know you're in D.C. I know they've got you debriefing. And I know you think I'm the enemy. But you need to hear my side. Meet me tonight, 2100 hours. Lincoln Memorial, come alone, or this whole thing gets worse. The voicemail ends. Diana stares. He's threatening me. Sounds like it. What does he want? Hayes shakes her head. Unknown, but OSI wants you wired. We'll have agents nearby. You'll be safe. Diana almost laughs. Safe Marcus was the best tactical pilot in our squadron. If he wants me dead, your agents won't stop him. Then don't go. Diana stands, paces. Marcus Webb, the man who killed 17 civilians. The man who got promoted while she got discharged. Now he wants to talk. I'm going, Diana says. Captain, I'm going, but I'm not wearing a wire. That's not smart. Diana meets Hayes' eyes. I didn't come here to be smart. I came here for the truth. And if Marcus has something to say, I need to hear it. Hayes exhales. Fine, but we're tracking your phone. And if anything goes wrong, you'll pull me out. I know. Diana heads for the door. Hayes calls after her. Captain, be careful. Marcus Webb isn't the man you remember. Diana stops, looks back. Neither am I. Lincoln Memorial. 2100 hours. Diana stands at the base of the steps. The monument is lit from below. Tourists scattered, quiet. She's wearing civilian clothes again. Jeans, hoodie, blending in. Her phone is in her pocket. Location tracking active. OSI agents are positioned somewhere in the shadows. She can't see them, but she knows they're there. She waits. 10 minutes pass. Then she sees him. Marcus Webb. Taller than she remembered. Thinner. Harder. He walks up slowly. Hands visible. Non-threatening. Diana. Marcus. They stand 5 feet apart. Staring. Finally, Marcus speaks. You look different. So do you. 3 years will do that. Silence. Diana doesn't break eye contact. Why did you leak it? Marcus's jaw tightens. Because I couldn't live with it anymore. You could have lived with it for 3 years. Why now? Because you saved 287 people last night, and the whole world's calling you a hero, while I'm still the guy who killed 17. Diana's eyes narrow. You're the guy who killed 17. I know. Then why? Because I want to make it right. Marcus's voice cracks. I dropped that ordinance, Diana. I ignored your abort call. I followed orders I should have questioned. And 17 people died because of me. He steps closer. I've been carrying that for 3 years. Every night, every mission, every time I close my eyes, I see their faces, the bodies, the children. Diana doesn't move. So you leaked the mission logs to punish yourself, to punish everyone, the commanders who gave the order, the intel officers who falsified the target, the system that covered it up, and yeah, to punish me by destroying your career. I don't have a career anymore, Diana. I resigned 2 weeks ago. I'm done. Diana stares. You resigned. Honorably. They didn't want the scandal, so they let me walk. And now, Marcus pulls something from his jacket. Diana tenses, but it's not a weapon. It's a coin. 493rd Fighter Squadron. Spectre 3. He holds it out. I want you to have this. Diana doesn't take it. Why? Because you earned it. You tried to stop me that night. You testified against me. You sacrificed your career for the truth. And I repaid you by staying silent. He pauses. But not anymore. I'm going on record. With the Post, with OSI, with anyone who will listen. I'm admitting everything, and I'm naming names. The commanders, the intel officers, all of it. Diana searches his face, looking for the lie, the angle, finds only exhaustion and guilt. Why tell me first? Because I owe you that, and because I need you to know what you did on that plane, landing 287 people on one engine. That's who you are. That's who you've always been. He sets the coin on the step between them. You're the pilot we all should have been, and I'm sorry I wasn't. Diana looks at the coin, then at Marcus. Sorry doesn't bring them back. I know. And going public doesn't fix what happened. I know that too, but it's all I've got left. Diana picks up the coin, studies it. Spectre 3, the call sign of the man who destroyed her career, and maybe is trying to restore it. She pockets the coin, looks at Marcus. When are you going on record? Tomorrow morning, 0900, OSI headquarters. Hayes is coordinating. Diana nods. I'll be there. Marcus's eyes widen. You will? You're going to need someone who was there, someone who saw it. I'll corroborate. Diana, but after this we're done. You and me. We're not squadron mates. We're not friends. We're just two people who survived the same nightmare. Marcus nods slowly. I understand. He turns to leave, then stops. Diana, that landing last night, how'd you do it? Diana almost smiles. I flew the plane. Same as always. Single engine, crosswind, manual. That's not same as always. It is if you've done it before. Marcus stares. Syria, the carrier landing. Yeah. You never told me about that. You never asked. Marcus nods. I should have. He walks away, disappears into the darkness. Diana stands there alone, looking up at Lincoln's statue, thinking about choices, consequences, redemption. Her phone buzzes. Hayes, you okay? Diana types back, yeah, see you tomorrow. She pockets the phone, starts walking. Behind her in the shadows, OSI agents stand down. Mission complete. Target safe. But as Diana walks back to her hotel, she knows this isn't over. Tomorrow the story goes public. Tomorrow the world learns the truth, and tomorrow Diana West stops being invisible. For better or worse. The Pentagon. Press briefing room. 0900 hours. Diana stands backstage. Flight suit pressed. Hair pulled back. Challenge coin in her pocket. Colonel Hayes appears beside her. Ready. Diana doesn't answer, just nods. Marcus is already inside. He'll speak first. Then you, then we take questions. Questions, Diana repeats. That'll be fun. Hayes almost smiles. Just tell the truth. That's all you need to do. Diana steps toward the curtain. Stops. Colonel, after this, what happens to me? Hayes meets her eyes. You get your life back. And your career. If you want it. What if I don't? Then you walk away clean. With honor. Your choice. Diana nods. Takes a breath. Steps through the curtain. Explosion of camera flashes. Reporters standing. Shouting questions. Diana walks to the podium. Stands beside Marcus Webb. He's in dress uniform. Medals, ribbons, captain's bars. But his eyes are hollow. General Patricia Morrison, Air Force Chief of Staff, steps to the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 years ago, Operation Nightfall resulted in 17 civilian casualties in northern Syria. Today, we're here to set the record straight. The room silences. Morrison continues. Captain Marcus Webb will provide testimony regarding command decisions made that night. Captain Diana West will corroborate. And the Air Force will accept full accountability for failures in intelligence command and oversight. She steps back. Marcus approaches the microphone. His voice is steady, clear. No excuses. My name is Captain Marcus Webb. On the night of Operation Nightfall, I was mission commander. I received abort calls from my wingman, Captain Diana West, who identified the target as civilian. I ignored those calls. I followed orders I should have questioned. I dropped ordnance on a refugee camp. 17 people died. That's on me. Silence. Marcus continues. Captain West tried to stop me. She reported the incident, testified truthfully, and was discharged as a result. While I was promoted. That's the truth. And I'm here to make sure everyone knows it. He steps back. Diana steps forward. Every camera turns to her. My name is Captain Diana West, call sign Spectre 7. 3 years ago, I called abort on Operation Nightfall. Not because I refused orders, but because the target was wrong. I saw thermal signatures that didn't match combatants. I saw children, and I tried to stop it. Her voice doesn't waver. I failed. 17 people died, and the Air Force covered it up to avoid scandal. I was discharged. Captain Webb was promoted. That's not justice. That's institutional failure. She pauses. But last night I landed a commercial airliner on one engine in a 55-knot crosswind. I saved 287 people. Not because I'm special, but because I refuse to give up. Just like I refused to give up 3 years ago. She looks directly at the cameras. The Air Force taught me to fly, to fight, to lead, and to tell the truth even when it costs me everything. I did that, and I'd do it again. She steps back. General Morrison returns to the microphone. The Air Force is reinstating Captain West to active duty. Full rank, full benefits. She'll be assigned to Training Command, where she'll prepare the next generation of pilots to make the hard calls, the right calls. Reporters explode with questions. Captain West, how does it feel to be vindicated? Captain Webb, will you face court-martial? General Morrison, who gave the original strike order. Morrison raises a hand. Silence. Captain West will take one question. A reporter stands. Captain, after everything, would you do it again? Would you still fly for the Air Force? Diana looks at the reporter, then at Marcus, then at Morrison. Finally, she speaks. I'd fly for the truth, always. 3 years ago, Syria, so 200 hours. Diana's hands are steady on the stick. Her F-35 cuts through the night sky at 15,000 feet. Spectre Squadron, 4 jets, 1 mission. Her targeting pod shows the compound below. Thermal signatures, movement, but something's wrong. The signatures are too small, too clustered. Spectre 7, Spectre 3, target confirmed, cleared hot. Diana zooms in, sees the shapes, children, women. Negative Spectre 3, abort, target is civilian. Spectre 7, we have orders, engaging now. Spectre 3, do not engage, that's an order. But Marcus isn't listening. 2 missiles drop, impact. Explosions bloom orange on her thermal display. Diana banks hard, dives, but it's too late. 17 people, gone. She keys the mic, voice shaking. Spectre 3, what have you done? Marcus doesn't answer, just flies away. And Diana is left circling the compound, watching the fires burn, knowing she failed. Diana stands alone, backstage, press conference over. Her hands are shaking now. Adrenaline crash. Haze appears. You okay? Diana nods, lies. What happens now? Now you decide active duty or walk away. Diana closes her eyes, sees the fires again. Hears the screams she never actually heard but imagines every night. I need to call my mother. Hayes hands her a phone. Take your time. Diana dials. Her mother answers immediately. Diana, baby, I just saw, Mom, I'm coming home. When? Tonight. I'll be there by midnight. Silence. Then, you sure the Air Force they want you back, don't they? They do, but I want to be with you more. Her mother's voice cracks. Diana. Mom, 6 months? That's what we have. And I'm not wasting a single day. But your career, I had a career. Now I have something more important. Silence. Then her mother laughs through tears. You're stubborn, just like your father. Diana smiles. I learned from the best. 72 hours later. Layer 1. Diana. She's home. With her mother. No uniform, no press. Just quiet days and long conversations. The Air Force granted her indefinite leave. Her choice. Her terms. Reinstatement waits whenever she's ready. She's not sure she'll ever be ready. Layer 2. Marcus Webb. Retired. Honorably, no court-martial. The Air Force decided prosecution would hurt more than help. He's volunteering now. Veteran support groups. Talking to pilots with PTSD. He sent Diana one message. Thank you. She didn't respond. Layer 3. The commanders. 2 generals retired early, 3 colonels reassigned. The intelligence officer who falsified the target discharged. Accountability, finally. Layer 4. The families. The 17 families receive formal apologies, compensation, explanations. It doesn't bring anyone back, but it's something. Diana wrote letters to each family, apologizing for failing them. She doesn't know if they'll forgive her. She's not sure she'll forgive herself. Layer 5. The public. Daxter Spectre 7 trends worldwide. Diana's face is everywhere. Hero, whistleblower, fighter pilot, daughter. Some call her brave, some call her a traitor. She ignores both. Layer 6. Policy change. The Air Force updates rules of engagement. New protocols for target verification. New protections for whistleblowers. Diana's testimony becomes required training. Her story becomes doctrine. The system that broke her now teaches others not to break. 6 weeks later. Diana sits beside her mother's bed, holding her hand. The cancer is winning. They both know it, but her mother is smiling. You did it, baby. Did what? You told the truth, and you survived. Diana squeezes her hand. Barely. That's enough. They sit in comfortable silence. Then her mother speaks again. What will you do after... Diana knows what she means. After her mother is gone. I don't know. You should fly again. Mom? Not for them. For you. Because you're good at it. And the world needs people who are good at things. Diana doesn't respond. Just holds her hand. The doorbell rings. Diana answers. It's Harold Peterson, the retired sergeant from the flight. Captain West, hope I'm not intruding. Not at all. What brings you here? Harold holds out an envelope. This came to my address, but it's for you. Diana opens it. Inside a letter and a coin. The letter is from Tara Mitchell, the first officer. Captain West, thank you for teaching me what courage looks like. I'm a captain now, and every time I fly, I think of you. Enclosed is something you might need. From all of us. Diana pulls out the coin. It's new, custom made. On one side, United 1447, 287 souls, one hero. On the other, Spectre 7, the pilot who refused to quit. Diana stares at it, throat tight. Harold smiles. They're making more, one for every passenger. So none of us forget. Diana looks at him. Forget what? That heroes don't always wear uniforms. Sometimes they wear hoodies. He salutes, leaves. Diana returns to her mother's room, shows her the coin. Her mother holds it, smiles. You're going back, aren't you? Diana doesn't answer immediately. Then, maybe, someday, when I'm ready. You're ready now. I'm needed here. You're needed everywhere, baby. That's the problem with being exceptional. The world doesn't let you hide. Diana sits, exhausted, uncertain. Her phone buzzes, unknown number. She almost ignores it, but something makes her answer. Captain West, speaking. This is Colonel Richardson, USAF Northern Command. We have a situation, and we need someone who can fly through impossible conditions. Diana closes her eyes. I'm retired. You're on leave. There's a difference. What's the situation? Medical evacuation, Antarctica, equipment failure, weather closing in. Only one pilot certified for that environment withdrew. We need someone who can hand fly through whiteout conditions with no instruments. Diana's jaw tightens. When wheels up in 6 hours. Diana looks at her mother. Her mother nods. Go. Diana exhales. I'll be there. She ends the call, sits with her mother for one more moment. You sure? Diana whispers. Her mother smiles. I'll be here when you get back. I promise. Diana kisses her forehead, stands, grabs her jacket. As she walks out, she touches the 2 coins in her pocket. Spectre 7, the pilot who told the truth, United 1447, the pilot who saved 287, and now another mission, another impossible situation. Because that's who Diana West is, not the woman in the hoodie, not the invisible passenger, the pilot who refuses to quit, no matter the cost.